Good morning. I hope you're well today. I just wanted to keep in touch with you and let you know what's going on. We have now received diocesan guidelines from our bishop, and they are in line with mass gathering guidelines from the state. We are not going to jump back in just because it is our First Amendment right to open up our churches, although it is. We would much rather see things in the broader context of our whole community. So that is why, with sadness, I need to tell you the building will not open during phase 2. It's not all lost though. We will at some point be able to gather outside. We have permission to do that from next week. However, I would like to see what the numbers do in Cleveland County before making that decision. Right now, they're on the rise. And as long as they're rising, I really am not happy for us to gather outside or anywhere else. The simple reason being that it will be very, very difficult to stay 6 feet apart when we're used to not being 6 feet apart. It will be very difficult to conduct worship with masks on. So I will let us gather when I feel it is safe for us to gather. You are all grown-ups and you can make decisions, but I don't feel like I should be encouraging you all to come out when it doesn't feel very safe to do that. So that's where we are on that. I am more than willing to have conversations about that. I am more than willing to take criticism on that. I have to make a decision, and that's what I've decided at the moment. Instead, tomorrow we will stream from the sanctuary. We will do a recording as we have been. On Pentecost next week, we will have a celebration of the Eucharist. I am trying to figure out how to allow you to be included in that in a tactile and meaningful way. So please bear with it. I've talked to the vestry. I will continue talking with the vestry, and we will see where we get to by next Sunday. Having said that, we are going to start a couple of new things this week. I am going to have an open coffee hour online on Zoom, not in person. Do not turn up at church at 10 a.m. on Tuesday and Wednesday. So that's a Zoom coffee hour on 10 a.m. on Tuesday and Wednesday. Anyone is welcome to turn up. Details will be in the newsletter and online and on Facebook. And then the following week, we're going to start a 6-week retreat in everyday life based on what you can see on the screen from the Society of St. John the Evangelist. That's just a chance to take some time out to reflect. There's videos for each day which you can watch at home. You just sign up yourself, and then we meet once a week just to see where we are, to reflect, to learn together. And that will be at 6 p.m. on Tuesdays, starting on June 2nd. So if you're interested in that, have a look at the website. If you can't get onto the website, you're really going to have to ask how to, because without the videos, you're going to struggle just a little bit. Otherwise, I hope that we can go forward positively from here. I know I have been occasionally found saying to myself, this isn't fair, I didn't sign up for this. But what did we sign up for when we made those baptismal promises, or when we renewed those baptismal promises, or when we were confirmed, or in my case, when I was ordained? What did we sign up for? Most of us have been very lucky, and we have had a life where we have had a building to go to, where we have been able to gather in person. Many Christians never have that, and yet they still hold dear their promises. They still live a Christian life. Now, hopefully, in weeks, we will be able to be back in our building, if not within months. But how now are we going to live as Christians? How are we going to fulfill those things which we have promised to do and live Christ-like lives? Some of that is going to be through meeting online. Some of that is going to be through virtual worship. I hope eventually we will have extremely modified in-person worship. But how are you doing with that? How are you living out your Christian life each day? I think it's worth asking. I think it's worth daring to imagine at this point. I think we've all been sort of treading water, waiting for Pentecost. And Pentecost is not going to be the marker and the return we thought it was going to be. And we're going into a different phase. We're going into a phase where we have got to let the rubber hit the road, as it were. We have got to be serious about this, and we have got to move forward. So I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to keep thinking and keep praying. I encourage you to join us for the worship that is offered each week and for those extra things which we're putting in. Go to the website for all the details. It's redeemershelby.com/online church. Like I say, lots to think about. This is new for all of us, but this is what we signed up for. We signed up to be Christ in the world, no matter where we are and how we are. And that's something that we have to work out right now. And it's important we do, but God's with us. And you know what? It will be okay.